Oh, nice. Who did that? All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for coming today. It's
We just wanted to interrupt.
Sure.
So, on behalf of the volunteers and the team at DV Safe Phone, we just wanted to say that none of us would be here today if it weren't for you starting this.
Thanks. Okay.
And it's just, you're doing a really good job, and it's amazing that it's 3 years.
Thank you. Don't make me cry now. I haven't started yet. Thank you. All right. I've written some notes to make sure I do thank all the right people and talk about what we've achieved here in 3 years. So, yeah, it's been exactly 3 years today since an ex-police senior sergeant, Janine, told me that she desperately needed mobile phones. And I asked her, what do you need those for? And she said, they're to give to victims of domestic violence. I said, well, I've got 2 phones in my drawer you can have right now. And she said, well, they could save a life. I said, well, how many more do you need? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, I can get you phones. I've got friends in corporates. We've all got phones in our drawers. Everyone does. And she said, you'll never get me enough phones. So what you're looking at right now is my attempt to make her wrong. There's, all seriously, there's over 2 million domestic violence survivors, known domestic violence survivors in Australia. And these are government stats from 2018? 16, thank you. Even worse. So that was before COVID, and COVID has made things even worse. So when I started this, it was just me and my 2 phones. I put it out through social media, and a couple of charities reached out to me, large charities, and they gave me some advice, which is really interesting. The advice they said was, you won't be able to do this alone. You need a team of people around you to make this happen. So that's what you're looking at today. We've got quite a team of people and volunteers and support from everywhere. They also said to me, if you reckon you've got some way of getting free mobile phones out there, please stick to that and do that well, because that's something that we all struggle with. We can have the best safety and escape plan out there, but without a mobile phone, how do people call for help? So we have been offered mattresses, TVs, blankets, asked to set up safe houses, all sorts of things, and we've just stuck to what we do because we've realised that the agencies, and some are in the room today, they are fully trained in domestic violence and have things so well worked out that all we've got to do is this part and enable them to do what they do so well. So we stick to what we do with our phones. We will accept iPads if they work, because we'll just pass them on to the agencies as well. But we don't have facilities to fix iPads or computers or anything like that. So we're not a dumping ground for anything else but phones. We'll take any type of phone. I want to thank a whole lot of people. So I'll start with our part-time staff who are doing full-time hours. So Stacey, Nikki, Erin and Romy, thank you guys for what you do. It's absolutely amazing, and we wouldn't be doing this without having people here consistently every single day making this happen. As I said, with part-time staff who do full-time hours, also their husbands are roped into this as well. So Chris and Ben, thank you guys for also doing full-time work with us. My partner Erin, so thank you, babe, for just putting up with me and keeping me sane with what goes on here. I do run another company as well, so it's sometimes a juggle. Our volunteers, so again, we need a lot of hands to manage this amount of work. So we've got Karen, where's Karen? There you are, back there. Barb is hiding, there you are. We've got Neil, Max, Trent, Pauline is not here, no, it's here. Anna, where's Anna gone? Oh, sorry. There you are, hi. And Diane. And Avery. There's Avery there as well. So amazing. We've also just recruited a couple of new volunteers. So we've got a lady who can't be here today who's written a book called Now I See You. She's a domestic violence survivor, and she's come on to help us with our newsletters. I think it was probably because she saw our current newsletters and they're like this long, and she said, I'm an author, I can probably help you with that. So our newsletters now come out monthly thanks to her and the rest of the team. we've also just been offered some social media help, again, probably because they're looking at my social media going, man, you need help. So we've got Anna who's going to be helping us with that as well. We couldn't do this without our board, so we've got our board members. We've got Tracy here today, and the other guys are just flat out in other countries and doing other things, so they couldn't be here. So thank you, Tracy, for everything you've been doing for us. But everyone in this room has played a part, whether it be through donations, grants, running events, volunteering, your phones, even cups and glasses. So the glasses you're drinking out of today, normally Mercure Hotel, we ring them in a panic and say, can we please borrow some glasses or cups because we've got an event? And they always turn up with a crate. We rang them last week to get some, and Nikki went and got them last night. And John said, these are actually for you. He went and bought them for us. So that, so you're the first to drink. And we did wash them first. We got Spy Law in the room. So thank you guys. They wrote the original constitution for us that we needed to get our DGR status. Tracy then helped us do some updating to it to get to another hoop, and then we needed some more changes, and Spy Law came back and did those as well. So thank you without you, we wouldn't have a charity. So we really appreciate it. So with our phones, many need screens, as you see here behind me. They're all in some form of, they're either on charge, we can do 70 phones at a time there, or they're graded to need some other work done. So it could just be a test, but they could have cracked screens, dead batteries, they could be iCloud locked, Google locked. There's lots of challenges with lots of phones. So we're getting through them. But they all need SIM cards to go out with them, a $5 prepaid SIM, and LD Mobile support us for, and not to leave this room, but when I pay for a $5 SIM, they send them to me for $4. So we actually get a discount from LD now because of the amount we're buying. I mean, the first conversation I had with them, we got a grant for some money, and I went to them with $13,000 and said, I'd like $13,000 of SIM cards from you, please. And they went, who the hell are you? What are you going to do with those? So since then, now they've realised that we're not running some sort of, I don't know what you call it. There's probably a name for it. They realise that we're on us, so they help us out with SIM, so that helps. And we put a $15 top up with every SIM and a brand new charger cable and postage. So it's a completely free service, and we want to keep it that way. We've worked out actually that it costs us on average $75 for every phone that leaves. So by the time we pay for everything, it's $75 per phone. And we're pushing out 60 to 90 phones a week now. Yeah, so it's become a pretty big production. Australia Post love us. We're still trying to ask them for free postage. We haven't got there yet. But many people in this room has helped us with the funding for SIM cards, top-up credits, cables, and even staff. So thank you guys for the help you've done to keep this thing running. Clearly, running a charity is interesting. I wonder why no one else was doing this. And the challenge is that we want to see more phones going out, but we provide them for free, as I said. So the more successful this program is, the more money it costs. It's a really shit business model, I'll be honest. But the stress and sometimes sleepless nights are all worth it when we hear stories from the agencies serving the vulnerable community, some of who are in the room today. So huge recognition to those agencies. So in the room, we've got the police. So thank you guys for what you do. Absolutely amazing. And we've got Centacare as well. So Adam and Hayley, thank you guys. Because the stories we hear about how they're helping, I don't know how you guys do what you do. I'm just happy we can sit behind our kind of protection of just giving you the phones. So yeah, well done on what you guys do. They're directly dealing with domestic violence survivors. And in most cases, they're pretty complicated cases. Because DV is not just physical. You know, it can be coercive control, financial control. There can be mental health issues, physical issues as well with health. In fact, we had an agency call up recently and said, "We've got a weird question for you." We said, "Yeah, what's that?" And they said, "Do you have any iPhone 8s or better?" I'm like, "Oh my God, they're really getting picky now. What's going on?" Because normally we just box them up and they get whatever we have. And we said, "Yeah, we probably do. We'll have a look for you." Why? And they said, we're helping a survivor who's got health concerns, who's got heart issues, and she's wearing like a Fitbit monitor that monitors her heart, and it syncs to a mobile phone. but it will not work with anything less than iPhone 8 because of the iOS. And they are quite a big charity and they have lots of funding from different parts, but they do not get funding for phones. They're not allowed to buy phones. So we said, absolutely, yeah, send someone down. We've got iPhone. We actually gave an iPhone, what did we give them? An 11. So we're getting some pretty good phones, and they were really thankful and surprised. So today does mark our 3-year anniversary of this being all put together, and we've got another huge milestone to announce. Romy, will you please open the vault? Do you like our vault, by the way? So when we took the lease on, this door had a keypad lock on it, and I said, that's got to be a vault. So I went to eBay and I bought a sticker, and now we have a vault. It's very well locked. No pressure. Oh, there you go. So thanks to you, today we're going to be sending out our 5,000th phone. This will be going out, and just through what the phones we're sending out, this will actually be going to Mergen Police Station in South Burnett. So we'd love to warm their hearts as well. We've got some pieces of some little cards there with some texts. If you guys would like to write a little note to put in the box, that would be amazing. Normally the box is a lot smaller because we're tight asses and we don't want to pay Australia Post too much. But we've decided to send them a bigger box with a whole bunch of other things in there as well, which is donated. There's a 5,000 phone right there. And it's a good phone. What is it? An gold Apple phone. So yeah, it's a nice gold Apple phone. So yeah, if you have time, there's some little cards and texters there if you want to write a little note for them, and that'll end up at the Mergen Police Station later this week. We've also today got the best bagels in the world. So Trent is right next to me. Hey, you weren't here before. I'm really good at reading the room, aren't I? So Trent's a volunteer. Stand next to me and you won't be seen. So Trent's a volunteer, helps us test phones, but he also makes the world's best bagels. So please make sure you have some today. So thank you, sir. And he runs another business too. Romy's on coffee and juices. So if you need any coffees or juices from my daughter Romy, please hit her up there. And finally, May is Domestic and Family Violence Awareness Month. So the whole month of May. So Adam and the police are running a candlelight vigil, which is on Wednesday, 3rd of May at Cotton Tree Park. So come down for that and show your support. And we'd love you to consider, if you're running any events through May, please consider involving us as part of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That would be amazing. It could be a morning tea, a lunch or evening event, or even a volunteer day. Because as you can see, all funds that come through any events like that will end up being spent on SIM cards, cables, getting this whole place running, postage, all the things that we need. So that would be great. And every phone that leaves here can literally save a life. Also, thank you to Order of St. John. So we've got, they're probably standing next to me. No, they're not. So there they are, right in front of me. So you've got an event in May. So we really do appreciate that. We're pretty excited about that one. So please take lots of photos today. Tell your community about the impact you've made by being involved with us. And don't forget to write on the postcard that's going to go up to the police. And that's it. Thank you for your support. If you know of any organisations that want to get involved with us, we do now finally have a corporate partner program. So we'd love to talk to them about partnering with us at the corporate level, where we can do volunteer days. They can get their fleets of phones like Commonwealth Bank have done. They've given us 1,400 iPhone 7s and run volunteer days with us. So any corporates you know want to talk to us, please connect us up and we'd love to partner with them. Thank you very much.